Hey, everybody. I hope you're having a good evening. I am sitting over here working on creating a healthier meal plan, and I figured it only made sense for me to go ahead and show the steps to do this because one of the main reasons why a lot of women tend to be inconsistent with healthier eating is simply because they aren't planning properly. So let me help you plan so you can know exactly what it is that you want to be doing to help you hit your weight loss goals, your energy goals, your hormone balance goals, whatever that looks like. Okay. Now, one of the things that you want to keep in mind is that you want to have some general idea of nutrition as you go through this process because what I'm about to give you is a Chat GPT prompt to help you find recipes that are going to fit your needs. Now, if you don't have a general idea of nutrition, then ChatGPT can give you any damn thing. And if you're following it and you don't know what you're doing, you could still be sabotaging your goals, right? So you want to have a general idea of how to navigate simple nutrition to fit your particular needs. But if you don't know what that is already, just go ahead and watch this video. But make sure you also sign up for my workshop next week, which is Lose Your Next 20 Pounds for Good. It is the workshop. I'm going to be hosting it live. And there I'm going to be breaking down exactly how to navigate simple nutrition, how to master your mindset, how to eat mindfully, and all the things that you need to know to help you lose your first or next 20 pounds for good. Okay. But let's go ahead and get into this particular part first. Since I'm already doing it for myself, I thought I'd just go ahead and show it for y'all too. So, the reason why I am doing this for myself is because I started eating dairy, maybe like 2 to 3 years ago. And like recently, my body has just been like, girl, you tripping. So I'm going back plant-based, like without dairy, without eggs, animal products, anything like that, because that's just what genuinely feels better for my body. You can choose whatever way of eating you feel like works best for you. It does not have to be plant-based. Okay. Okay. Now that we have that clear, I don't want y'all to be like, oh, I don't want to go plant-based. That's not what this is about. Okay. This is about finding the recipes that you need. Okay. So one of the things that you want to be doing is make sure that you have ChatGPT only because it makes it easier. I used to do this before ChatGPT was a thing, and it took a whole lot more time. So you want to make sure that you're shrinking your timeline again, so we're not putting so many obstacles in between where you are and your consistency when it comes down to healthier eating. Okay. So I am going to share my screen so you can see exactly what I'm doing, but I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this prompt first so that you can see what the prompt is. And I'm going to let you know what it is in the comments as well, so you can just copy and paste it from wherever you're watching this so that you can have it and edit it to your specific needs. Now, I'm going to tell you exactly what parts in the prompt to edit, but I already have the prompt laid out the way that I need it for my particular goals. Again, you're going to change it to fit your goals, okay? So give me just one second. I'm going to share this video. And okay, so what you want to be mindful of is here in ChatGPT, I was already playing around with this a little bit, so you can see that I was doing that there. But the prompt is going to be, I want a 7 day, you pick the day, however many days you want, 21 days, 30 days, whatever you want, you go ahead and put it there. You put, I want a 7 day meal plan that helps me. What are your goals? Is your goal to lose weight? Is your goal to boost energy? Is your goal to balance hormones? I put lose weight in there, so it would go ahead and give me some recipes like more along those lines. Even though I'm not trying to lose weight, I know how to manage my portion control. If you don't, make sure you're signed up for the workshop. Okay. So what you want to do is go ahead and make sure you have the first sentence laid out. I want a 7 day meal plan that helps me lose weight, boost energy, balance hormones, again, your particular goals, and that fits my blank diet. If now, hear me clear, I don't recommend that you pick any particular diet to go on to help you lose weight. Why I put this here, because if you already know which way of eating works best for you, then you can go ahead and put that there. It's going to make it a whole lot easier for ChatGPT to give you options. Okay. It's also the same thing if you were going to just look on Pinterest by yourself. If you have a frame of what you want that diet to look like, it just makes it easier for you to find a pool of recipes in that particular, recipe bank or whatever. So I put plant-based because that's my particular preference. You don't have to put plant-based. Okay. You can put whatever you want to put. Vegetarian, gluten-free, whatever that looks like for you. You can put in there flexitarian, even if it's like no particular diet, you can go ahead and put in plant-based. Now, I specifically put in this next sentence that I want to avoid animal ingredients, dairy, mushrooms, and tofu. And even though I put plant-based, I still had to add these things in because plant-based does not mean plant only. Okay. So I said, if you don't know, go ahead and put in plant-based because it's still going to give you options for chicken and fish and those kinds of things. And you can just edit those things for your particular needs if you feel like you need to do that. But I went ahead and put in no animal products, no dairy, no mushrooms, no tofu. And then I also put, please search the internet for at least 15 recipe options that fit my needs. Okay. Now, if you're on the paid plan, it's likely going to give you specific links, and I'm going to show you what to do with those links in a second. This is not a paid plan, so it's just going to give me some recipe options, and I'm going to show you what to do even when you're not on the paid plan, and that is why I'm doing it this way. So once you go ahead and submit that, you will see ChatGPT is going to start laying out some options for you. As you can see ChatGPT like to play sometimes. You see these clickable links right here? This is what it would look like if you were on a paid plan. And I'm looking over here because I have a paid plan, but this one isn't. So we gonna see. But I'm gonna show you both ways. So one is gonna show you some options here for you that you can just go ahead and click on. It's gonna take you straight to those websites and you will have those options, okay? Another thing I'm gonna show you actually first is if you just need to copy and paste these things because you don't get these options if you're not in a paid plan, all right? So what you wanna do is copy this. Now I use Pinterest because I just find that to be the best place for me to go ahead and put in recipes. But you can use Google, you can use whatever platform you feel is best. Hell, Facebook, Instagram, if you feel like scrolling through all of that, you can. But there's a specific reason why I use Pinterest, and I'm going to show you why. So once you have this copy, and this is just the words, not the website. So if you don't get the website option, this is what you do. Once you have this copy, you go into Pinterest. I was about to say ChatGPT again. You go into Pinterest and then you just go ahead and paste that in. And Pinterest is going to give you all kinds of options. Okay. You can look through these options, see what options you like. I typically don't scroll more than twice because once you start getting further down, it starts to become more creative and maybe it fits the prompt, maybe it doesn't. It's just giving you different words from whatever it is that you enter. So this first line up here is some good options. So I'm going to show you exactly what to do once you're on this page. So you click whichever one you feel is the best one that you like. Let's just say it's mixed berry chia pudding. You want to make sure that you go to the website, okay? You actually need to be on the website page for the rest of this. So another thing that I highly recommend, in addition to using ChatGPT and Pinterest, is for you to have a recipe manager. If you do not have a recipe manager, you're making your healthier eating journey a whole lot harder, okay? Now, Copy Me That is the recipe manager that I recommend for my clients. It's the one that I use. I'm going to show you what I do with my dummy account because this is not the one that I usually use for myself. But once you're on the page with the recipe, you want to make sure that you have Copy Me That pulled up. If you don't already have Copy Me That, you could just leave this here, go to another screen, type in Copy Me That, download the extension because it's going to give you a Google extension to have on the page so that you can make this a lot easier for yourself. Typically on a recipe page, there is going to be a link that says jump down to the recipe. I love Copy Me That because you don't even have to go to the recipe. You literally don't have to scroll this page at all. All you have to do is click the extension up here and it's going to add this recipe to your recipe manager. Always view the recipe and make sure that the recipe is exactly the things that you want to have. So once you are in Copy Me That, it's going to pull a picture from the site so you know what you're eating. It's likely going to pull the name of whatever that recipe is, again, so you know what you're eating. It's going to show you the servings for that particular recipe. And then as you scroll down, you'll see the ingredients, you'll see the steps, you'll see any notes that are recommended in the particular recipe. So it'll make it easier for you to store these things as well as make these things when you're ready. Okay. So excuse me, once you have the ingredients, I always recommend looking over the ingredients, making sure that they're things that you want to have. Sometimes you may see, even though you put in a prompt for a specific thing, you may see like cow's milk over here or something like that. But this particular one says your milk of choice, so that's fine for me. Here, you also want to make sure that the ingredients make sense for you, because if not, you may want to click some of the clear boxes here. And another thing that I like about Copy Me That is that it will unclick some of these boxes for you if it seems like it's double information or things like that. So that's something I love. It takes out a lot of the guesswork. It honestly builds out your meal plan for you, and I'm going to show you, okay? So after you've looked through this, you're okay with everything that's here. You can go ahead and confirm this. It's going to put it over into your bank of recipes, which you can find here. Now, one of the things, again, that I love about Copy Me That is you can take this very specific recipe and just go ahead and add it to a shopping list for you. You can also pull up Copy Me That on your phone, so you can use it as your master grocery list, which I recommend if you're transitioning to a healthier way of eating, because it just makes everything easier for you. So up here, you'll see this the second link that says add to the shopping list. You can click that. It's going to add all of these ingredients to the list. If you already have this stuff and you don't want to add it, you can just unclick it and it won't add those things. So once you have it added to your shopping list, you'll be able to go to shopping list and see all the ingredients there. And you can add multiple recipes here and it's going to combine those things for you. So you don't have to, worry about doubling down on ingredients and different things like that. Another thing that I love about this, if you already have these things at home, you can go ahead and check them off. Like I already have milk, I already have mixed berries. Maybe I might need to get, I actually already have chia seeds, but I have everything here. That doesn't matter. So what you want to do, if you already have those ingredients, just check them off. And it makes it easier, again, for you to go through your shopping at the store because you already know what you have, what you need. Another thing that I love about Copy Me That is what I mentioned already is you can turn these things into a meal plan for you. So once you are on this space, which you can actually do this inside the recipe as well, is go ahead and add this to your meal plan. You can add it to a specific day or you can add it to the queue. I'm going to show you what happens when you add it to the queue. Once you do that and go over to the meal plan tab, you can go ahead and put this wherever it is that you want to put it. You just click it, move or copy. You can put it on the day. You can copy it, do it multiple times, those kinds of things. So it makes it easy for you to look, I'm saying it make it easy, but it's not trying to work with me, okay? But no, you could go ahead and add it over to, oh, that's what happened. I put it on a day that wasn't on this particular week. So, you make it easier for you to go ahead and plan out exactly what your meal plan is. You can get this done in like 15, 30 minutes. If you're starting from complete scratch, you can get this done in 30 minutes. If you already have played around with this a little bit, 10 to 15 minutes max, and you'll have a shopping list. You'll have your meal plan laid out. You can lay this out for a week. You can lay this out for a month, whatever that looks like. And this is only one recipe. So you do this for every recipe that you want to take from the Chat GPT options. Okay. Now, if you have the paid version, usually this is the free version. So sometimes it gives you this, sometimes it doesn't. But if you have the yeah, see, this isn't clickable. I knew I wasn't tripping. Okay, I knew I wasn't tripping. But you can go ahead and copy and paste whichever of these options that you want to use right into Pinterest. You see, I'm gonna do it again for you just so you get the full example. Again, if you don't understand nutrition in a way that makes this very simple so you know what to eat, of course, ChatGPT is only going to give you what it is that you ask. The same way as Google, the same thing as everything else. You have to know for yourself also some nutrition knowledge so you can make sure that you are eating for your particular goals. So again, we're on a page with a recipe. We don't have to scroll through this unless it is a list, okay? Unless it is a list. And then I'm glad that this came up because this is the only reason why you would need to scroll. If it is a list of multiple recipes, you have a recipe for you to be able to add it to Copy Me That. Otherwise, I'm going to show you what it does. If you try to add it to Copy Me That without being on the very specific recipe page, you're going to get a lot of mumbo jumbo information in there that is probably not going to make a lot of sense because it's pulling from a lot of different things. Or Copy Me That might do this, which means that it's just going to endlessly load because it's trying to scan this page for the recipe that you want. Okay, so I'm not even going to go all the way into that because I know it's not going to, it's just going to be some crazy talk. It's a recipe page for you to go to. Then you can click on that, add that particular recipe, but you want to make sure that you're on a page that typically has a jump to recipe thing at the top of it so that you can make that easier. I was trying to find that exact recipe. I think it's this one. So you can also, inside of your Copy Me That, you can copy or add in all of these ingredients if it's not on a recipe page. So you can do your own home recipes that you like to have as well and have them inside of your recipe manager. Let me tell you, ladies, the recipe manager is gold. Okay, it's gold. It's absolutely going to help you stay consistent if you use it. If you're trying to rely on being in your head about your healthier eating, like, okay, I'm going to change the head, it's going to make it harder for you. And we want to make this as easy as possible because the more obstacles between where you are and where you want to be, the harder it is going to be for you to follow through. Okay, so we want to make sure that we're on the recipe page. I don't actually see a recipe page on here, which is another while I am recording this live because it makes a difference where you are and how easy this is going to be for you. So you may also want to choose some other recipes if you're finding that the one that you're using is just difficult. Again, we want to make this easy. We don't want to be scrolling through a whole bunch of things, and I don't want to do that for the sake of your time on this particular video. So I'm going to go to a different recipe, and I'm not going to scroll down. I already know this recipe because I have it in my actual recipe manager. So without even scrolling down, I'm going to click Copy Me That. I'm going to click Copy Me That, the extension. Y'all, I'm silly. Don't mind me over here laughing. I'm looking at stuff that ain't got nothing to do with this damn recipe, okay? But you go to view the recipe and you will be able to see the ingredients. Again, the picture is going to show up there. The title of that meal or the recipe is going to show up there. I tend to change these sometimes depending on what it is that I want to remember it for. Sometimes it does not have the serving, so just be mindful of that. The servings may be within the actual recipe, or you may just need to get that from your the page over here. But this is another reason why you need to understand portion control for yourself and not just completely rely on AI or a recipe manager. If I was doing your meal plan within Weight Release Academy, then I would do these things for you. But sometimes you got to know this information for your own, for yourself. So again, you can take out anything that just doesn't make any sense over here. If you're paying attention to macros, if the recipe has it, it will go ahead and add that information in for you. Anything that you want to take out, I typically take out anything down here that just doesn't make any sense or, it's kind of redundant, things that aren't necessarily needed. So you can also edit these things, which I'm actually going to show you. So let me go ahead and confirm this and I'll show you how to edit it too while we're on here before I go. You can go to edit the little pencil up here. And you can make any changes in here that you want to make. If you want to add items, you want to take items out. If you want to make your own notes, I would type something in here if I wanted to make my own notes around when I'm making this, how good it was, what it was good about it, what wasn't good about it, what I might change for next time, those kinds of things. So you can also add that in here. So this is just one of the quick and easy ways that I use this to help me, one, create meal plans for other people and to make it easier for them to have I wanted to show you this too. I mentioned before that you can add it to the meal plan straight from the recipe. That's the little calendar up here. You can just go ahead and add it, and then it's going to show when you go to your meal plan. I'll show you. See, it's added there. So again, it makes it really easy, and you can add it multiple times in multiple spaces. Even if you are going to meal prep, this is another thing that I highly recommend. you can double down on these ingredients the one time that you make it so that you can have more left over for another day. And that just takes another obstacle out of the way for you when it comes down to healthier eating so that you can, just make things easier. You may even want to be mindful of, now I'm getting into meal prep more than meal planning, so keep that in mind. But you may even want to be mindful of buying some pre-cut veggies, buying some frozen, like steamable vegetables and things like that too, just to make it a little bit easier for you on your weight loss journey. So I hope this was helpful to you, ladies. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. Again, when you're going through this, and this was just day one, right? So if you wanted to have different options every day, or if you just wanted to, I typically would do 7 days and just spread that out over 30 days. And now I have a 30-day meal plan, right? So you can do it however you like it. Some people like leftovers, some people don't. Some people like live by leftovers. It really depends on your particular lifestyle. So again, the prompt I will drop in the comments, but you want to make sure that you put in the day, however many days you want to have in there, your particular goals. So whether that's to lose weight, whether that's boost energy, balance hormones, whatever that looks like. If you know a specific diet type that works best for you, flexitarian, SCD, anti-inflammatory, like literally whatever it is that you want to put in there, you can put something in there. If you're not sure, go just put plant-based, because it's going to give you a lot of whole foods in those recipes, and that's something that's absolutely going to support you on your weight loss journey. Another thing that you may want to be mindful of is if you put in plant-based, make sure you put in avoid animal products and dairy, because plant-based does not mean plant only. And you want to make sure that it's giving you options that make sense for you. Okay. So you can add in foods you're allergic to, foods you just don't like, those kinds of things you can put in there. In this particular space, you don't want to put in a whole bunch of foods that other people told you that you shouldn't have on your weight loss journey. This is not the place for that. Again, if you're not sure exactly what to eat for your specific weight loss journey, make sure that you join the workshop I'm going to be hosting next weekend, where I'm going to help you understand exactly what's going to be the healthiest options, what are going to be healthier options from where you are, and how to lay out recipes to support you in that way. And then also, when you're in the prompt, you just want to go ahead and put in, search the internet for at least 15 recipe options if you have the paid version. If you don't have the paid version, that part doesn't really matter. But that just makes it a little bit easier for you as you are creating your recipe options here. So this is just what I wanted to show you, ladies, for today. Again, sign up for the workshop, lose your next 20 pounds for good. If you are unsure about how to navigate simple nutrition, if you're unsure about how to master your mindset for consistency, if you're unsure if you're eating enough, if you're eating too much, these are all things that we're going to lay out. And before you leave the workshop, you are going to have a personalized plan for your specific weight loss journey to help you make sure that you are on the path to lose your next 20 pounds for good. And I'm saying lose your next 20 pounds because that's what I'm going to make sure that you lose with your plan that we create in the workshop. But the plans are rinse and repeatable. As long as you know what it is that you need to do, you can lose your first 20, you can lose your next 20, you can do exactly